Hi, dear students. Do you know how this universe came into being or how this multiverse was created? It all started with a Big Bang. Everything was united and there was a huge explosion known as Big Bang. After Big Bang, the universe or this multiverse began to expand. Many galaxies were formed. Our galaxy is Milky Way. So these many galaxies, all of them, one galaxy is different from other. They are very beautiful. You must have seen the Witch's Nebula's galaxy or our Milky Way galaxy itself. It's very nice. So every galaxy is having its own peculiarity, its own shape, its own stars, its own planets, its own sun. So when we talk about our Milky Way galaxy, we know that for us, sun is a basic source of energy, whether it be human beings, whether it be the plants, all those living creatures actually gain energy from sun itself. So many other stars which we don't actually know how many or how many million trillion stars are there, and we have different planet. Venus is different from Mars, Mars is different from Earth, Earth is different from Jupiter, Jupiter is different from Saturn. All these planets are different. Now let's take this notion into our life. I am different from the other person. The other person will be different from a third person. Everyone is unique. But accepting everyone with these differences is accepting diversity. Knowing that everyone is different and accepting that difference, imagining that everyone has a value, the difference needs to be valued. That kind of a thinking is being encouraged when we talk about the value named diversity.
Most people think that diversity is about race, but it's actually about having different views, different ideas, and having different experiences. Also, it doesn't matter where the author's from, but it actually matters about what the author's writing about and the narrative.
I think diversity in English literature is something that reflects a balance of gender, a balance of race, a balance of issues.
One author could write about one idea from one perspective, but then another author could write it from a different perspective.
For me, diversity in English literature is all about integration and representation. I think every single background, race should be represented in English literature, and we should have the opportunity to study that.
Diversity is crucial in order to keep our students engaged and keen on reading. The relationship between reading for pleasure and academic achievement is really very significant. So it's important that students have access to a range of texts that they're going to love, not just study.
Diversity is important to me because it's easier to engage and enjoy the book whilst there is diversity in it, otherwise the book just is boring and harder to connect with.
Literature is the study of what it means to be a human being, and human beings are infinitely complex and diverse, and therefore, especially in a diverse nation like Great Britain, we really should be looking at that full range of human experience.
I'm very passionate about reading, and I think everyone should be able to find a book that they love and should have the opportunity to be able to find a book that they want to read. So I think it's very important that we have this wide range of books to choose from, so we can all actually find what we enjoy instead of having this sort of snapshot of English literature.
At Bristol Free School, 25% of us our BAME students. So
Now, moving on to this class. This class, I'll be talking about the value diversity. But what is the importance of value education? See, there are a set of rules or norms designed by the society for the smooth functioning of the society. When you actually follow this kind of value, the societies will progress. There will be harmony and there will be mutual cooperation between one another. So, value education is actually a medium in which you can directly impart values and its importance to students. So, a value education class is a direct method of imparting these values to students, and it is quite helpful also. Although a lot has not been done in a scientific way regarding the results of the value education class or its outcome, but the initial stages of research was completed and the results were very promising. Value education class can actually help the student to understand the value and accept these values as a part of their life. Now, value education class can actually help the students. At the same time, it can also let the students to understand the society and its functioning in a better way. So today, we are going to talk about the value named diversity. Now, diversity, when you actually go and look into a dictionary, the meaning of diversity is difference. Something concerned with the difference, something that is associated with difference. But is that all about diversity? Is that just difference? No, diversity is a broader concept where you'll get to know how difference is valued and accepted as an asset to the society. To understand this in a better way, let's get to know more about diversity. Diversity is not just about difference. When I say diversity, most of the people actually think about the race or their ethnicity or the region from which they belong. I'll be saying I'm a Keralite, you people are from different state. That is not just diversity. That is actually creating a we and them feeling, a division in the society. Diversity is not that. Diversity is a concept where differences are really acknowledged. They are encouraged because they are seen as an asset for the development of society. Taking diversity, we can classify the diversity into two types: primary elements of diversity and secondary elements. Let's focus first on the primary elements of diversity. What are these primary elements of diversity? These are elements which are natural. You cannot change these elements or you cannot change these features. These attributes or these features actually can't be changed and you can't do anything about it. For example, your age, your ethnicity, your race, your gender, your physical attributes, or your sexual orientation. You cannot change your age. That is a natural process. This year, if you are 18, next year you'll be 19. You can't do anything about it. Now, the other example is race. If you are born in a particular race, you can't do anything about it. It's like that only. That's why it's a primary dimension of diversity, where you can't change that. Sexual orientation. If a man is attracted to a woman, you can't change that. Or if a person is attracted to one another person, a different gender or of the same gender, you can't change that. So that is sexual orientation also is a primary attribute or primary element of diversity. Ethnicity. If you are born into a particular culture or an ethnic group, there is nothing that you can do about it. So primary attributes or primary subdivisions of diversity can't be changed. That is why they are known as primary. You don't have any control over them. And most of the people are concerned about it because secondary dimensions of diversity is a little more less complex and can be changed with some effort. The secondary dimensions of diversity includes the income, the education, your marital status, your parent status, your position in society. All these things are secondary dimensions of diversity. You can actually change your income if you get a better job. If you have better education, you can improve your lifestyle by securing a good job. Or your marital status. If you're married, you'll have a different kind of way of life. And if you are not, then you have another way of life. So these all things can be changed. You have a power or you have certain power over these secondary dimensions of diversity. All these things can be changed with effort and hard work, or can influence your life, and you can actually work on it and change some of these things. So secondary dimensions of diversity people are not so concerned about, but primary dimensions, they don't have any option but to accept them. So diversity in its entirety is about accepting all these things, taking a note of all these things. Some can be changed, some can't be changed. Everything needs to be accepted. Every aspect of diversity, every difference. I am different from the other person, but I and the other person are equally important. That knowledge, that acceptance of diversity is very much essential, and that is why we need to follow them as a value in our life. If we accept that kind of a diversity, or if we follow diversity as a value, then there won't be any difference, or everyone will be accepted. Everyone will have a place in society, everyone will be respected. Diversity has numerous outcomes. It can help you to gain different point of view. Whenever there is a problem, you'll get different types of solution because everyone thinks in a different way. Everyone belongs to a different family. Everyone belongs to a different ethnicity. So their background, their the way or the environment from which they belong has influenced them, and their thinking process is also different according to that. Whether it be classroom, whether it be business, whether it be in a huge organization, if diversity is accepted and respected, then progress is guaranteed. The other fact about diversity is that you don't have to always think diversity in a limited way. Ensure that diversity is not a medium to impart or ensure division. Diversity doesn't mean that, okay, you are from certain ethnic group or you are from certain age group, so we don't have to mingle with one another. That is not the correct thing. If you have if you have to accept diversity as a value, then you have to learn to accept all the differences. Diversity is a blessing. It will ensure that different points of view, different kinds of things are being taught and learned. Everything will have different perspective. You will get to know other people's perspective because of diversity. The entire universe is an example of diversity. This multiverse has numerous examples of diversity and how this diversity has enriched to the beauty of the world. So just think about it and learn to accept diversity as your core value. Values can really change life, and diversity is obviously one of those values which can lead to harmony as well as development of the country, nation, or overall world itself. Not just to ourselves, it can also promise harmony with others. Accepting diversity means that you are accepting and acknowledging the presence of others, giving importance to them. Tolerance is being practiced. Adjustment is being practiced. You are getting to adapt to a certain situation. You are adopting certain policies so that everyone can have their part and lead a happy life. So, accept diversity. It's an important value. Hopefully, that you guys will see diversity as an important value and implement that in everyone's life, not just your life, to tell about this quality to everyone so that differences are embraced and celebrated rather than divisions creating ruptures in our society, or divisions creating violence, or divisions leading to divisions in humankind. Thank you. Hopefully you guys have understood this topic. There is any doubt, you can ask about it in the next class.